Hi, everyone. Thanks for joining us on Here Are the Starters for Brooklyn. Durant is out there with Harris. Then there's DeAndre Jordan. Then there's Brown. And it's Harden in at the 1 spot. And for the Clippers, Reggie Jackson out there with Paul George. Then it's Marcus Morris. Then it's Ivica Zubac. And it's Leonard in at the 3 slot. Now here's Jackson. Outside Leonard. Yep, it counts. Leonard's got the opening bucket of the night here for the Clippers. Deep benches tonight, Greg, on both sides. This seems to be a growing trend.
You know, teams are digging deeper than ever before, even getting into the two-way contracts that give you depth past your top 15 guys. One, you're trying to protect the investment in your big-ticket items, your franchise-caliber players, but you got to keep an eye on the future in terms of player development. That's another area where the league has really changed when you look at the makeup of these rosters.
Well said. Now here's Leonard. Nice fake there to create the shot, but it's no good. And here comes Harris leading the fast break. And there's Katie. That's good on the assist from Harris.
You know, with Harris, if you're open, he's going to make sure he finds you.
Jackson kicks to Leonard. Takes a 3. And it's Leonard again missing.
And the great shooters know when they've got enough opening to go for the 3. I didn't think it was a bad choice on that possession.
And now the Clippers on the break. George with the ball. And it's Harden picking him up. And here are the Nets. It's Brown with the drive. Harden kicks to Brown. From outside, off the mark. Clippers have gone just 1 of 4 to get this game started. Now about 2 minutes gone here in the first quarter. And the foul is called. He intentionally grabbed him there for some reason. I don't know.
Kevin, all I can think of is that he's trying to slow the game down a little bit.
Right.
That's a stretch, though. Definitely a strange move on his part.
And they call an illegal screen here.
And, guys, point of emphasis for the league is to really crack down on illegal screens.
Yeah, you know, he might have gotten away with that a few years ago, but not anymore. No way. Now you've got to be stationary on those screens. No extra hips or elbows, or they'll call it.
Now here's Durant. It's stolen by Morris. And here's George for 3. The Clippers keep it alive. Morris passes to Zubac. Outside Jackson. On the wing, Morris. Just 4 to shoot. The Clippers need to get off a shot. And the Clippers miss again.
The shooting numbers just aren't there yet in the quarter.
Jordan against Zubac. Brown wide open. He fires. No luck that time in the shot that would have put them on top. Harden against George. On the wing, Jackson. Throws it up high. Stolen away. Nice job to interrupt the alley-oop attempt there. Here's KD. And he overshot that one, missing. And so George will bring it up for the Clippers. And first quarter, we're about 3.5 minutes in. Pass to Zubac. And it's James Harden with the rebound. Brooklyn's gone 0 of 2 from deep here.
And it's kind of the running joke when you think of James Harden, often maligned for his lack of effort defensively, but quite honestly, I thought he improved a great deal a season ago.
And, you know, Greg, I observed the same thing. His overall commitment was better. And not just steals and blocks either. I'm just talking about his awareness, his commitment to that end of the floor. It was a focal point. If he continues on that track, I think he's going to make an impact at that end as well.
Here's George. James Harden picking up that last basket. Drains it from beyond the arc.
And George typically capitalizes well off any pick-and-roll situation because he makes quick decisions and his basketball IQ is pretty high. Now here's Harden.
Here's KD. Nice form on the 20-footer. Durant's got his second bucket tonight.
I tell you what, it's almost like stealing to watch how he plays the game from this seat.
27 seconds left to play in the first. And George kicks to Zubats. George looking over the floor.
When PG-13 is feeling it, he can be an absolute monster from mid-range.
Durant dishes to Jordan. Brown the pass to KD. And then Durant with the dunk. Several lead changes going on here in the early portion of this game.
It reminds me of that Cameo song, Back and Forth.
And still a close game as the first quarter comes to a close. And earlier we spoke with Kevin Durant about surviving the growth.
How can we be the best version of ourselves?
Well, Durant may not be the in-your-face type of player, Greg, but he gets the message across for sure.
He's not going to yell at you. He's going to show you how it's done and expect that you're as committed to winning as he is.
And it's been a pretty even game here after one quarter of play. And guys, what stands out to you from the Nets in this one?
What we saw in that first quarter, they won their matchups defensively.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, you look at the energy, the effort defensively. They put it all out there in that opening quarter.
Batuma's out there with Ibaka. Then it's Patrick Beverley. Then it's Luke Kennard. And it's Cousins in at the 5. They're the group out there for the Clippers starting the second quarter. Dinwiddie kicks to Irving. That one falls coming off Dinwiddie's feet. Irving's got the lead up to 5 now for the Nets.
And the lead should be safe if they can keep shooting the basketball like this.
Yeah, they're cracking. Absolutely cracking and looking to pad that lead.
Beverley, the pass to Ibaka. Shoots over Griffin. Ibaka, no luck.
And typically he has the touch to finish when he's in tight, but not sure on that possession.
And stolen by Cousins. That's a 2 from Kennard. No good off the back of the rim.
Not sure what the D was doing there. Clearly a breakdown. You can ill afford to give a guy like him that good a look.
And even without that 3-ball dropping for him, the defense should have done more on that last play.
Beverley feeling it out a bit. Passes to Kennard. 6 to shoot. Inside, here's Cousins. Knocks down the 10-footer. Cousins has got his first 2 points of the night.
Tell you what, Cousins knows he's got the green light to take these quick catch-and-shoot shots, and he's confident in doing so.
Pass to Claxton. Nets passing it around. Irving drives in. Up again.
Well, his IQ is one of the best in the league. Irving has a great feel for when his teammates are open.
They need a bucket in a big way here to regain some confidence.
Beverley against Dinwiddie. And Beverley kicks to Batum. To the paint. Here's Ibaka. And Ibaka slams it in.
Batum in control, a little point forward in his game.
Dinwiddie against Beverley. Here's Irving. It's hauled in by Los Angeles. Cousins, the pass to Kennard. A 3-ball. Can't hit that one. And Brooklyn will come the other way. Down low. It's deflected. To the paint. Here's Claxton. The layup missed. Clippers trail by 3. .135 left in the first half of basketball. And then Cousins with the dunk.
Love the unselfishness of Beverley. I mean, when he sees his teammate wide open, he quickly gets him the ball.
On the wing, Green. Back to Irving. He kicks to Green. And the rejection by Cousins.
Cousins not one to be challenged there. Tenacious denial.
Here we go, one-on-one. And again, it's the Nets missing. And it's Batum with the ball, bringing it up for the Los Angeles Clippers. Only giving up 6 here in this quarter. High post Cousins. Tips it, and Ibaka is right there. Ibaka's got 4 points now in the quarter.
They're getting on a roll inside. Their last 3 field goals have come from the paint.
Dinwiddie dishes to Green. Stolen by Beverly. Shot clock and game clock separated by less than 6 seconds. Ibaka finds Kennard. Cousins with it. Back to Kennard. The pass to Ibaka. 5 to shoot. Dishes to Batum. Back to Kennard. Off target from three-point range. Irving way outside. And some good action through the first 2 quarters. Thanks so much, David, and we'll step away briefly, but get you right back out here for this.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Welcome back. And for the Clippers, the wing tandem of Kawhi Leonard and Paul George. And that'll...
And after a fairly even first couple of quarters, the second half could turn out to be a great one as both teams try to gain an edge. And Greg, you play with some big personalities. Talk about the best way to manage egos and conflicts in the locker room. That's a very interesting topic.
No doubt about it. You know, Kev, first thing you learn from middle school on, your team is your family. And let's face it, all families have spats, and so do teams. You just learn to never personalize those things. Never leave any stone unturned. Like, don't let things fester. When there are issues, you address them. And if you're not taking things personally, you tend to be able to work through whatever issues you may come in front of.
Good advice. So for Brooklyn now, they've got Harris. Durant is out there with Jordan. Then it's Harden, and it's Brown in at the 2 spot. Jordan. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. It's on Kawhi Leonard.
You know, Jordan's size is part of the reason why he draws as many fouls as he does. They just have a tough time getting through his body without fouling him.
He hits the second from the line. The Clippers trail. Jackson with it. He's been patient so far. Nothing on the scoreboard yet. George against Brown. George passes to Leonard. 6 on the shot clock. Outside Jackson. Right side Leonard. And there's the shot clock violation. Couldn't get the shot off in time.
And those are the kinds of mistakes that are magnified when we're talking about a game down the stretch.
And we just got a second look there at the exceptional mobile 1 block.
Close games can boil down to who makes plays on defense, and that is one heck of a rejection right there.
Jordan finds KD. Lobs it up for Jordan. Deft touch on the alley-oop.
Would have been impossible for KD to miss his teammate there. He was wide open.
And as expected, Kevin Durant sitting out all of last season, recovering from the Achilles injury. Glad to see him back on the floor.
I agree with you, and it was absolutely a no-brainer for Kevin to sit out the season. That type of injury, you give it all the time you need, and the Nets knew that. They knew when the deal was done that he was going to most likely miss the season. And yet, they did the right thing, and when you have a guy like KD, you want to make sure you're not rushing him back. You want him fully ready when it's time for him to go.
And that's the battle they haven't been winning today. Their work on the glass has been porous, and that's got to change.
Yeah, no question about it. I mean, as they're looking to battle back, that's one of the key elements. You got to rebound.
And the Clippers decide to take their first timeout here.
And Kevin Durant, one of the greatest scorers to ever play. Not the most prolific scorer, but perhaps the most talented. He's dangerous from any part of the floor.
Jackson passes to Zubac and stolen by Jordan. In transition, here come the Nets ahead. And it's Durant, that time on the assist by Brown. And now it's an 8-point Nets lead.
Yeah, you look at the way Kevin Durant releases it so high, makes it hard to block, which is why he's such an efficient inside scorer.
Now here's Leonard, and Jordan sends it back, and he recovers it. Count that bucket. Leonard's got his second bucket of the night. Brooklyn leading by 6. Harden kicks to Brown. Back to Harden. From deep. Brooklyn now working with a new shot clock. The 3. It's hauled in by Los Angeles. Greg, as scores go, Kevin Durant's as efficient as any.
I mean, Durant has an insane field goal percentage for the shots that he takes. I mean, when you factor in how many threes he puts up, it gets even more impressive. Durant takes so many shots where he's covered and is still efficient. It's just mind-blowing.
George passes to Morris, and he uses the glass on the layup. Morris has got his first basket.
Tell you what, George has gotten very good in the pick and roll, actually pretty deceptive when he's running the pick and roll. When you anticipate him pulling up for the shot, he'll take the defense by surprise with the slick pass to an open teammate.
Durant way outside, sinks it. What range from outside? Wow. KD's got the lead up to 9 now for the Nets. Jackson finds George. From about 19 feet, his first shot coming late. Jackson misses. And here are the Nets. They're on a 14-4 run right now. Nets passing it around, and Harden wide open. He shoots. And again, Brooklyn with the triple.
Timeout. Yeah, that's 2 bombs in a row from long range.
Los Angeles calls timeout. We've seen Kevin Durant really having a great game.
Man, he continues to burn them with his scoring. And the coaching staff's going to have to come up with a different approach defensively.
A platoon swap here for the Clippers. Clippers trail by 12. 34 seconds left in the third quarter. And Beverly kicks to Ibaka. And Kennard wide open. He shoots. The Clippers rebound. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2. It's going to be on Blake Griffin.
Extremely well put together in terms of body coordination. Ibaka pump fakes under control, then draws the foul.
And both free throws good for Serge Ibaka.
Well, he's come through for them at the line today, and you love having a big fella who's so capable on his free throws.
Kennard against Irving. Fires for 3. That one misses. And so it's Brooklyn going into the break with a 10-point lead defensively. And let's take this opportunity now to show you our State Farm assist of the game.
And definitely deserving of the prize tonight. How about the read he made here? Looking like a point guard. Put the pass right on the money.
Terrific versatility coming from a big man. Not something that the majority of big guys possess.
And this is it. Glad to have you along for this 4th and final quarter. Okay, now let's reset our lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go for this 4th quarter. And the Clippers, looking at who they've got. We've got Patrick Beverly, DeMarcus Cousins out there with Ibaka. Then there's Batum, and it's Kennard in at the shooting guard. Beverly against Dinwiddie. Kennard up top. Pass to Cousins. Lets it fly. Kennard's shot is off. Nets leading by 13. Green kicks to Dinwiddie. Back to Green. Passes it to Griffin. Nice D from Cousins. And here's Cousins. He'll bring it up for the Los Angeles Clippers. Left side, Batum. No good from Cousins. The net shooting pretty good tonight at 48%. Irving with a clean look. Not wasting any time and taking the shot and knocking it down. Well, it seems like every year, Greg, we see some incredible new players come to the NBA, and they are welcome with open arms. Their style of play is so terrific.
No doubt about it. You know, guys like Ja Morant, I think he's got a chance to be one of the greats. And any list about the future of the NBA has to include Luka Doncic. I don't know if there's a better basketball talent than that young man. And, you know, let's not forget about Devin Booker out in Phoenix as well. A terrific, terrific player.
Three terrific kids. You're right. Some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, right now you just need a bucket to get some momentum.
Kennard for three. Knocks down the three ball. Kennard's got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball. Dinwiddie passes to Irving. Outside, Green. Over to the wing. Beverly against Dinwiddie.
And he pulls off the Houdini to make that catch and slam it through.
Stupendous alley-oop.
And the crowd got their jaws dropped on that one. Total disbelief.
Beverly against Dinwiddie. Kennard for three. And another three for the Clippers.
A total defensive collapse. I mean, no reason to allow him that kind of space from behind the arc.
And just about 3 minutes through the fourth quarter here. Irving passes to Green. Kicks it out to Dinwiddie. Clock at 6. Pass to Irving. Shoots the three. That one, no good. So Los Angeles will take it the other way. Can't get it to fall. Nets leading by 9. Griffin passes to Claxton. Shot's good. Griffin making the play.
What a find by Griffin. He's a lot more skilled as a passer than he gets credit for as far as power forwards go. He has terrific vision.
Kennard for three. It's hauled in by Claxton. Claxton's got his 5th rebound right now in the game. And it's Cousins with the foul. That is his first foul of the game. Big group substitution here for the Clippers. Marcus Morris is checked in for Cousins. Leonard comes in for Nicholas Batum. George is checked in for Luke Kennard. And Reggie Jackson subbed in for Patrick Beverly. From deep, George bangs home the trifecta.
He can certainly stroke it from deep. The three-pointer is not a shot that George is going to pass up.
It's Harden with the drive. 2 free throws coming up, and they called. And so the coach's challenge here comes into play. The coach protesting the personal foul call.
And this is the time now where the officials can review in closer detail what constituted the original personal foul. Getting a different angle can sometimes make it a lot easier to determine.
Greg, indeed, and the one thing with replay review is that when you see the slow motion replays, you really get a new appreciation for just the immense speed at which these players are moving and how fast the action really is and how hard it can be sometimes, you know, Greg, to make the right call. And the announcement on the review is that the foul was called in error. So they have determined, Greg, to overrule the original call.
And guys, this is what it's all about, getting the call right. And I think in this case, the video review showed that while it was a tough call to make on the floor, they got it right with the review.
Inside, out to Harris. There's the triple. Here's Jordan. Durant in the corner. The Nets working the ball around now for three. Harris. It's hauled in by Los Angeles. Leonard looking over the floor and stolen by Harris. No good. And so it's Brooklyn with the win. They seem to relish their role as the bad guy here tonight. It's the NBA on 2K Sports.
Good evening, Kevin.
What a story. David, thank you. Let's take a look at our starters for Portland. We've got Robert Covington. Norman Powell is out there with Damian Lillard. Then there's Yusuf Nurkic, and it's Jones in at the small forward position. And for the Clippers, we've got Kawhi Leonard. Ibaka is out there with Morris. Then it's Patrick Beverley, and it's George in at the shooting guard. Lillard, the lead pass was put in just the right spot. Lillard's got the first points up on the board tonight here for the Trailblazers. Here's Beverley. Lobs it up for Ibaka. Throws down the alley-oop slam. Some of the best in the game go at it here tonight, Chris. What an incredible guard matchup we have here in this one.
Kevin, there are some all-time greats playing at the guard spots these days. It will be a fun matchup to watch.
Now, here's Lillard, and the foul called on Marcus Morris. That is his first foul of the game. Powell with it, guarded now by Morris. Powell kicks to Jones. It's stolen by Morris. And pushing it up, here's Los Angeles. Morris with the ball, and stolen by Lillard. The finish, and Damian Lillard with the jam.
Oh, it's great watching Lillard go after steals, showing he can take over possessions all by himself.
Outside, George. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. Los Angeles shooting their first free throws of the game.
And look back a season ago. They did a solid job at the line, about 79% of their free throws.
And both free throws good for Paul George.
So his free throw shooting is something they never need to worry about. He doesn't even know how to go through a cold streak.
Just around a minute and a half into the first quarter. Nurkic against Ibaka. Lillard dishes to Powell. Leonard with the steal. And here we go. Beverley heading to the hoop. Finished off the break.
And perhaps the best defender in the NBA. Leonard's huge hands and quick instincts help him grab a ton of steals.
Now here's Lillard. And there's the call on Patrick Beverley. That's his first foul. Leonard against Jones. Pass to Nurkic. He dishes it to Covington. And some nice ball movement here by the Trailblazers. Powell, the pass to Covington. Clock at 2. From deep three-point range with 1 on the clock. He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points.
Well, a big reason Nurkic impacts games is for that ability right there, staying active on the glass at both ends, converting the second chances.
Now, here's George. Pass to Ibaka. Rebound by Nurkic. The Trailblazers have gone 3 of 4 from the field to start out the game. Jones, the pass to Covington. There's the dish to Powell. Back to Covington. And the dunk by Covington.
You can't give Covington a lane. Once he gets one, he goes for the throwdown.
Now here's Beverly. To the middle. And Ibaka kicks to Beverly. George against Covington. Morris dishes to George. Portland grabs the miss.
Look, they say there are no easy finishes in the NBA, but that should have been easy.
Powell, that's good.
And what unselfish play from Lillard. This guy's no problem giving it up, especially when his teammate's wide open.
First quarter of play and just over 3.5 minutes in. Ibaka, and Ibaka slams it in.
Look, he may not be thought of as big for a center, but with his ability to go vertical, he sure plays big.
Lillard with it. To the inside. And Nurkic, the bucket on the assist by Lillard.
Nice pass there to set that basket up.
Clippers trail by 4. And here's George. Goes up from the top of the key, and he hits the jump shot.
And just a beast of a scorer. Give George these kinds of looks, and he typically knocks them down.
Lillard, the pass to Jones, and there's the call on Patrick Beverly. That'll be his second foul of the game. 35 seconds left in the first quarter. To the middle, Lillard finds Powell, and the shot goes in. Powell's got his second basket of the night.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
George passes to Leonard. Dishes to Ibaka. That's good, and it's Leonard with the assist. Ibaka's got 6.
3 for 4 to start. I mean, he's going to try to keep this streak going as long as he can.
Now Lillard. And it's good, but hold on. The officials may want to look at that one on the replay monitor. And indeed, they're going to look at it again. They need to be certain he beat the buzzer.
And even though, you think it may...
A good, close contest so far as we finish the first quarter. Trailblazers lead by 2. And we'll be back shortly for the start.
I look to the times where...
Greg, he's certainly a gentleman in victory and defeat.
Lillard takes the L as a learning opportunity. Sure, it stings, but he also knows it can make them stronger if they use it right.
And this has been a fairly close game through the first quarter, and we'll see what happens here in the second. And from Portland, guys, what jumps out to you stat-wise?
Impressive start. They came in with a well-conceived game plan and have executed.
Well, yeah, this is their preferred pace, and it's gotten them out to an early lead.
And now, brought to you by Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset our lineups. On the court for the Trailblazers, Giles is out there with Anthony. Then it's Enes Kanter. Then there's McCollum, and it's Simons in at the 1 spot. Here's Jackson. In the corner, Kennard with it. Off to a good start as he hits his first shot attempt.
As Kennard's career has gone on, Luke's become a much better ball handler, so it's important for his game.
Here's Simons, guarded by Jackson. And the rejection by Zubac. And Kennard wide open. He shoots. It's good. The assist this time from Jackson. Kennard's got the lead up to 3 now for the Clippers. A minute and a half gone here in the second quarter. And the call will be against Luke Kennard. That is his first foul of the game. Here's Cantor. Still getting warmed up offensively. No scoring yet from him. And there's the pass to Simons. Just 5 to shoot. Portland needs to get off a shot. The 10-footer. And they'll turn it over. Could not get off a shot. 24-second violation. Los Angeles leading by 3. Guys, a potent offense right now.
You know what, guys? And they're playing with a certain amount of assuredness in their game. That type of confidence is what leads teams to having success.
And he sinks that one, hitting the back of the rim on the way in. You know, you grew up with aspirations of someday getting into politics. Any current players who you could see maybe taking that same route?
No doubt. There's several guys in today's game. Harrison Barnes has the polish, and I know he's had some thoughts that maybe going in that direction. Teammates nicknamed Malcolm Brogdon the president for his stately demeanor and commitment to affecting change. I absolutely see him trying to have an impact socially moving forward. There's several guys, again, who not only have the voice, but the courage to speak out about things that matter most to them.
Many sharp guys in the NBA. For Los Angeles, they have been perfect at the line so far, albeit just 2 for 2.
Oh, and Jackson is not just a terrific shooter, but a fantastic defender as well, using his great speed on both ends.
Here's Simons, guarded by Jackson. Inside. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here.
And really the defense fouling there to prevent the layup, but that's exactly what you need to do.
The Trailblazers shooting their first free throws of the night.
And as a team, excellent. A season ago, about 80% when they got to the line.
And it's Jackson with the ball, bringing it up for Los Angeles. 4-point game. Passes it to Kennard. Stolen by McCollum. Simons, the pass to Giles. Out of bounds, the Clippers take possession. Clippers leading by 4. And there's 1:45 left in the second quarter. Pass to Kennard. This one for 3. And Cantor pulls it down.
Oh, they get away with it here, but that's not a shot you should ever be giving.
And the call on the shot that sends him to the line. The Trailblazers shooting their 3rd and 4th free throw attempts of the game. And the first one drops. So Anthony nails both of them.
And working, Kevin, themselves to the line here in the second. A nice way to get your offense going.
And here in the second quarter of action as we approach 4 minutes played. Jackson kicks to Cousins. Kennard on the wing. Just 5 on the clock. On the wing, Jackson. Good ball movement here by the Clippers. From deep. And they force the shot clock violation. Great D. Portland trailing here. Now here's Anthony. McCollum outside. And he hits it to tie the game up. McCollum's got his first points in this one.
Got to respect the speed of McCollum. Fantastic at knifing through the defense and beating them to the bucket.
43 seconds left to play in the first half. And the foul on Carmelo Anthony. That's his first foul. A platoon swap here for the Clippers. George with the ball. Shot clock at 6. Ibaka, the pass to Morris. No good on the shot, a bit long that time.
I guess even he has to miss one of those once in a while.
3-second difference between shot clock and game clock. Here's Nurkic. Great positioning on the putback.
They're scoring boatloads of buckets. It's raining buckets from inside.
And here's George. To the paint, here's Ibaka. Nurkic with the block.
A defensive anchor. I mean, you got to admire how Nurkic uses his wingspan.
Thank you, David. And we'll be back for the third quarter of action following halftime.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, welcome back to 2K Sports. The first quarter for the Trailblazers was fairly even. They were never able to get the lead above 4. And that...
And in that first half, we saw a pretty tight battle. We'll soon find out what sort of adjustments were discussed during the half. Kawhi Leonard is out there with Marcus Morris. Then it's Patrick Beverley. Then it's Ibaka. And it's George in at the shooting guard position. That's the group starting the second half for Tyronn Lue. Down low, Ibaka. That's good, and it's Leonard with the assist. Leonard's got his third assist on the night. And for Portland, they're shooting a magnificent 69% in this game. And there's the call on Patrick Beverley. And that'll be his third foul so far. Lillard, the pass to Covington. Now Powell. Pass to Nurkic. And it's blocked by Ibaka.
Just insane length and leaping ability. Ibaka can reject shots from anywhere on the floor. You almost have to assume he's going to knock those down when he is that open.
The feed to Nurkic. And Jones has it in the corner. Back to Nurkic. Doesn't go for him. Great D that time from Leonard. The Clippers shooting 61%, showing all the indications of an offense that is locked in. Lobs it up for Ibaka. They now take the lead. And the Clippers lead by 2.
And the feed from George couldn't be better. The timing, the placement, everything about that dish was pinpoint.
Inside, Leonard with the steal. Powell against George. Misses from short range. And it's Paul George with the foul. That is his first foul of the game. And here are the Blazers. And the pass to Powell. Back to Lillard. 2 minutes gone in this third quarter now. Chalk up 2 there. Lillard's got it all tied up now for Portland. For Los Angeles, they've gone 2 of 4 here to start the second half. Here's Leonard, and then Leonard with the dunk.
And with a good mix of power and agility, Leonard can throw it down with the best of them.
Lillard dishes to Powell. Back to Lillard. A little under 2.5 minutes gone by here in the third. Covington finds Lillard. They get a hand on it. Leonard with the steal. Ibaka, the pass to Morris. Leonard against Powell. Pass to George. Shot clock at 5. A putback, and Ibaka is right there. Ibaka's got 6 in the quarter.
Yeah, that was the third straight high percentage look the defense has allowed. The defenders have got to start putting bodies on bodies.
Lillard against Beverley. It's good, and the Clipper lead is cut down to just 2 points on the bucket from Damian Lillard. Around the free agent race last year, for your money, Greg, who would you have rather taken? Kawhi and PG, Kevin Durant and Kyrie.
Oof. Wow. I tell you what, it's a tough call. You know, Kawhi's got a couple finals MVPs. KD's got a couple. Kyrie's got a ring. It's a tough call. I mean, PG is more than capable, man. I think it's a toss-up, partner.
I agree. Yep, I'm going to agree with you. Takes it out to Covington. Back to Lillard. That one is good. He's only missed one shot of his 6 taken on the floor.
And terrific floor awareness. I mean, it's obvious Covington has a great feel for when his teammates are wide open.
Here's George. And George with the stuff.
And some hang time on the rim. Puts a little cherry on the top of that slam.
Well, those kind of displays of strength can get one team rolling. Pass to Nurkic. It's stolen by Morris. And here comes Leonard leading the fast break. From downtown, buries it from 3-point range. And it's a 7-point Los Angeles lead.
And busting it up the floor, Leonard showing a lot of energy on the fast break. If there's one thing he doesn't lack, it's hustle.
Here's Powell. The teardrop falls in. Powell's got his 3rd bucket of the night.
That's just great touch. The teardrop, well, that's all about feel.
And now we've got the intentional foul.
Yeah, not sure what that was about. I mean, talk about a brain cramp.
So Portland ends up going with the new group. Shot and game clock separated by 5. Here's the lob to the hoop. Oh, and they get in the way of the alley-oop. Not to be. Good play defensively. Cantor finds McCollum. 3-pointer. No good there. Now, here's Kennard. And the ball travels out of bounds. It was last touched by Kennard. Serge Ibaka. He's been the guy making things happen for Los Angeles. And while we can now, let's take a look at today's State Farm assist of the game.
And the winner today, the big fella here with the sweetest of dimes. What a plus it is to have a post player who's got this ability to find.
Makes it a tough play to defend because you also have to guard against him taking it himself.
3/10 quarters behind us. One more to go. Thanks for being with us as we begin the 4th. On the court right now for the Trailblazers. They've got Enes Kanter. Giles is out there with Anthony. Then there's McCollum. And it's Simons in at the point. And here's Cousins. He'll bring it up for the Clippers. Leading by 5. Jackson passes to Kennard. Here's Zubats. Pass to Kennard. Offensive rebound.
Oh, a nice tip in to salvage the points from that missed shot.
Yeah, and those second chance points can add up. The pass to Anthony. Back to McCollum. And the layup's good off the glass.
Always good to see solid interior work by McCollum. I mean, he might earn himself some extra space on his outside jumpers when he gets inside points like this.
Left side Jackson. And the dunk by Zubats.
Oh, phenomenal alley-oop slam there.
They are taking advantage of a team that looks lost out there. McCollum against Kennard. Passes it to Giles. Kicks it to Carmelo. Down to 5 on the shot clock.
Well, they'll be happy with that look, even though it didn't fall.
No, you're right. He'd take that 10 out of 10 times. He's not going to miss many of those.
Kennard's shot is off.
He's done almost no damage from three-point range in this game. No threes in this half, and only 1 in the first.
And you don't want to allow too many of those short ones with the game right now in the balance.
Jackson with it. Oh, and there's the alley-oop.
But you can't leave somebody that wide open when Jackson's running the show. Reggie will find him every time.
Trailblazers trail by 7. McCollum outside. And he could not get that one to go. And it looks like, yep, it's a coach's challenge on the personal foul. That triggers a replay review by the officials.
And I think when it comes to some of the more difficult calls to make,
Personal fouls can be tough. The action is so fast that it's really tough to catch everything in real time.
The wonders of technology, Greg. We've seen replay reviews so effectively, and involving the coaches by being able now to challenge like this is something a lot of people have been hoping for. And the announcement on the review is that the foul was called in error. So they have determined, Greg, to overrule the original call.
And guys, this is what it's all about, getting the call right. And I think in this case, the video review showed that while it was a tough call to make on the floor, they got it right with the review.
So it's the Clippers now. Fourth quarter keeps moving right along. 3 minutes gone so far. Here's Kennard. That shot missing. Now the Trailblazers take it the other way. Here's McCollum. And he wills that one in, sinking right through off the back iron.
Love the poise of McCollum. He looks comfortable shooting in crucial moments of the game.
A bit under 3.5 minutes have passed here in the fourth. Jackson kicks to Kennard. Clock at 6. To the inside. Here's Zubats. And it's Portland with the rebound.
He's not an easy man to stop when he's attacking the basket. The D doing everything he can.
A different look for the Clippers. Trailblazers trail by 5. 1:21 left in the fourth. Cantor trying to free himself up. And the basket by McCollum. McCollum's got 8 here in the quarter.
Love the sensational ball control from McCollum. He makes it look so easy.
Clippers leading by 3. George looking around. Another shot. Kicks it out to Leonard. Here's the 3. That one doesn't drop.
And on an open look like that, he's very gifted at making the weak coverage pay.
And out of bounds as Los Angeles gains possession.
Oh, no. Don't tell me. He just didn't do that, did he? A critical point of the game. And he makes just about the worst mistake possible.
McCollum against George. To the middle. Over in the corner, Beverly. And here's George. With the clock winding down, money!
And there was a time when folks said George wasn't a clutch shooter. Remember? Not anymore, people.
Pass to Anthony. Back to McCollum. Fires from deep. It's in! And he has brought them to within 2 points.
Oh, you just love seeing a player with absolutely no fear.
Yeah, he approached that one with total confidence. He has what it takes to come through in the clutch.
Now George. From deep three-point range, it's off. So it's the Clippers taking the win. And thank you, David. Great interview once again. Well, folks, that's... Up next, the Clippers. The week is starting off right. Monday night. Hey, Dave.
Hey, Kevin. Jrue Holiday is in his 8th season with the Pelicans.
Terrific. David, thanks. Here are the starters for Milwaukee. Middleton and Giannis are the forward tandem. Holiday out there with Dante DiVincenzo. And it's Lopez in at the center, locking down the middle. And for Los Angeles, Kawhi Leonard is out there with Morris. Then there's Reggie Jackson. Then it's Paul George. And it's Ibaka in at center. Now here's Middleton. The putback, controls the rebound and puts it back up and in.
And with his length and explosiveness, it's never a surprise to see Giannis get points on the offensive glass. Great nose for the ball.
DiVincenzo against George. Leonard attacking on the wing. Jackson. Just 5 on the clock. Lobs it up for Ibaka and out of bounds as the Bucks gain possession. Greg, we've got two terrific highlight-making teams, both athletic in so many ways.
You know, it makes me hearken all the way back to college, and one of my teammates, Stacey Ogden, one of the greatest athletes I ever played alongside. Well, we're going to see a lot of his impact in tonight's game.
Now here is Holiday. Back to Giannis. It's good. The assist that time from Holiday. Antetokounmpo's got his second basket of the game.
So strong. Giannis has really added some bulk since entering the league. Helps him absorb the contact.
And the wide open shot from DiVincenzo. Gets it to go from beyond the arc. First 1:30 gone here in the first quarter. George with the ball. Antetokounmpo's there. Count it. Good.
How good is Paul George at getting separation? He uses the screen perfectly and sticks it to the defense.
And G.A. Chris Middleton over his career much improved on the defensive end.
A true two-way player. And I tell you, that 6'11" wingspan helps. Able to use that length to bother shots and disrupt passes.
And so Ibaka will bring it up for Los Angeles. It's a 5-point game. And George able to finish.
There's a level of physicality that Paul George is willing to play with. This guy can track down second chance opportunities with the best of them.
Now here is Holiday. To the paint. Here's Antetokounmpo. Count the bucket coming off a perfectly placed assist. Antetokounmpo's got 6.
Just setting the tone with an aggressive move to the rack. And where's the help defensively?
To me, that's a complete lack of communication on that side of the ball. These guys need to be talking to each other.
Wow, look at how quick he flashes to the rim there for the finish.
Outside Holiday. Back to Antetokounmpo. We're about 3 minutes into this first quarter. Leonard the pass to Morris. Kicks it out to Leonard. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. That's on Brook Lopez.
An extraordinary improvement over the course of his career by Kawhi Leonard. He has now turned himself into one of the game's best, if not the best, two-way player. When the story of Kawhi Leonard is told, it will be about the hard work being the secret of his success. Here was a guy who was not the most vaunted prospect in either high school or college. But boy, he kept his eyes on what he was after, and he kept working.
And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. And Doris, you were talking about Leonard's work ethic. Going back to San Diego State, he used to come in at 6:30 in the morning. No lights on in the gym, so he brought his own lamps. I mean, the guy was dedicated.
No doubt, Kevin, and that has been the through line of his career. First to practice, last to leave. He has that hunger to improve, the drive and the desire to put in the time to be great. There's a price to be paid, and he's willing to pay it.
And so it's Milwaukee with it after the Clippers pick up 2. Here's Teague. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass.
Well, I'll tell you what, impeccable work from Jeff Teague inside, showing great patience down in the lane.
Beverly against Giannis. And Beverly kicks to Kennard. The 3. And it's Jeff Teague with the rebound. And it's Teague with the ball, but he brings it up for Milwaukee. Connaughton passes to Antetokounmpo. It's good. 9 points for Giannis Antetokounmpo. Clippers trail by 4. There's 42 seconds left here in the opening quarter. Over in the corner, Batum. Here's Kennard. 6 to shoot. Pass to Cousins. First shot, first basket. He's out of the blocks fast.
Well, even though Cousins has increased his range over the years, you still love when he imposes his will on the inside.
19 seconds left here in the first quarter. To the wing right side. Here's Connaughton, and a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here. It's on DeMarcus Cousins.
Yeah, easy call.
This is his first chance at the line tonight.
A 78% foul shooter a season ago. Pretty steady when he's at the line.
He hits both from the stripe. 11 seconds left to play in the first quarter. And here's Kennard. Off the mark there with the three-point shot. Doesn't get it to drop for him. Giannis Antetokounmpo. He's feeling it tonight and has been the driving force. We recently caught up with Drew Holiday, who talked about some trying.
Being able to go through adversity and come out strong.
And Greg, you feel like that pressure never really got to Holiday.
One of the toughest guards in the league, mentally and physically. He's a machine that just keeps on coming, no matter the circumstances.
And thanks again for tuning in. If you're just joining us, we've played through 1 quarter of action so far. When you consider how the Bucks are doing, what do you guys think?
Well, they used the fast break to generate some easy buckets before the defense could get set.
And we know this. Every team in the league now seems to be looking to play with pace.
All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups, courtesy of Gatorade, as the second quarter gets going. So for the Clippers right now, we've got DeMarcus Cousins. Batum is out there with Ivica Zubac. Then it's Patrick Beverley, and it's Kennard in at the 2. Here's Batum after the made shot from Bobby Portis. It's good. Cousins has got his second bucket of the night.
You can't just stop when there's a pick set up. Gotta fight over it as a defender.
You know exactly what that takes. It takes energy, it takes activity, it takes intensity.
Here's Portis, Batum with the steal. Here's Cousins. That shot off the mark.
Well, defensively, if you allow him to get this close, you're playing with fire. He just happened to miss that one.
And we've played just over a minute of basketball here in the second quarter. Right side Teague trying to go for an alley-oop, but excellent defense and anticipation there to stop it.
And that's sort of a picture of what not to do on those last 2 possessions. They're being way too loose with the ball.
Wow, hammering it in.
Well, a point guard must understand window of opportunity, and Jeff Teague specializes in exactly that.
Now, here's Beverley. He's gotten some minutes, but nothing on the board yet. And Cousins kicks to Beverley. 5 to shoot. Kennard's shot is off.
And another miss. Ooh, he's having a really ugly game.
Yeah, about as ugly as you can have, you're right. We know how important the draft is, Greg. It can shape an organization. Talk about some of the best draft day deals of the last couple decades. There have been a lot of them.
Oh, there have been a few. I mean, just coming to mind here recently. How about when Kawhi was traded to the Spurs? That was a huge get. Go back
George
to how
Hill.
about Kobe going to the Lakers? McHale and Parrish coming to the Celtics. I mean, we've seen that happen quite a bit, and I tell you what, boy, it can really transform a franchise's future.
Here's what the Clippers are going with right now. Serge Ibaka has checked in for Cousins. Kawhi Leonard comes in for Nicholas Batum. Paul George is checked in for Luke Kennard. And Reggie Jackson subbed in for Patrick Beverley. George against Middleton. Now the pass to Lopez. And there's the foul. It goes on Serge Ibaka. That is his first foul of the game. Morris is checked in for the Clippers. Here's Middleton. No points in the game yet for him. From deep. The shot, no good. So Los Angeles will take it the other way.
And what a unique career Serge Ibaka has had. Some incredible totals for him over the course of his career.
That's right, Greg. I mean, I think people would be shocked to know Serge Ibaka was the first player ever to make 500 threes and have 1,500 blocks. Hard to imagine nobody had ever accomplished that feat. Give credit to Ibaka. He changed his offense and added the three ball.
Leonard on the wing. And in the second quarter, a little under 3.5 minutes played already. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Chris Middleton. That is his first foul of the game. On defense, the Bucks leading by 5. Leonard with no one around. Off target from outside. And now here comes Antetokounmpo leading the break. Oh, a nice defensive play to disrupt the alley-oop. A three from Leonard. Rebound, Milwaukee.
Well, the defense clearly was not interested in guarding him from downtown. They're very fortunate he missed.
First trip to the free throw line for him in this one. First one falls for him.
Marcus Morris has proven that he can be effective in any system in the NBA. Understands his role as a stretch four.
Bucks leading by 3. Outside Holiday. Middleton left side. 6 on the shot clock. Here's Lopez. It's hauled in by George. LA has got nothing but zeros from long range in the second quarter. 0 of 4. Stolen by Middleton. Holiday with it. George picks him up, and it's Antetokounmpo penetrated. And Giannis throws it down.
Savvy play from Holiday. Quick thinking helps him get the ball to the wide open man.
Nobody near George. Los Angeles with another miss. The Bucks have gotten just over 50% of their shots to drop here in the second quarter. They're 5 for 9. Now DiVincenzo. Giannis outside. From 11 feet away. Yes, and it's Holiday with the assist that time. Holiday's got 4 assists now tonight. There's Jackson with the 3. Buried from outside. But I don't know. I think we may see a review here. That was pretty close. And we are not going to halftime just yet. All right, Dave, thank you. And time now for the halftime break with the third quarter soon to...
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Welcome back to 2. It was a big-time first quarter for Giannis Antetokounmpo. He had 13 points. And that'll about do it.
And we're halfway through this one. Plenty of basketball left in a game that's been fairly even so far. You look at Antetokounmpo, and this game has been everywhere.
You just love the patience in that first half. Waited until he got the look he wanted.
You know, as a coach, you can preach good shot selection, but it's up to the players to execute, and this guy has done just that.
And Milwaukee, looking at who they've got. Giannis is the 4 with Lopez the 5. Dante DiVincenzo, he's out there with Holiday, and it's Middleton in at the 3 spot.
This is one of Paul George's go-to shots. His confidence and ability to rise and fire quickly from the mid-range, crucial.
Holiday with it. Giannis outside. Back to Holiday. Wants to get it to Morris and does. Now the Clippers moving it up. Here's George, and George with the stuff.
Boy, you could see their confidence growing. They have reason to believe.
What I love is the heart, the fire, the tenacity. This is absolutely fantastic.
From 6 away, and he gets contact and the whistle. And here we go with the coach's challenge. Not surprised in a competitive game like this. And he's disputing the personal foul call.
And this is the time now where the officials can review in closer detail what constituted the original personal foul. Getting a different angle can sometimes make it a lot easier to determine.
Greg, indeed, and the one thing with replay review is that when you see the slow motion replays, you really get a new appreciation for just the immense speed at which these players are moving and how fast the action really is and how hard it can be sometimes, Greg, to make the right call. And so the word is in. They've decided that the call stands as it was made on the floor.
And, even if a coach still feels this wasn't the right call, you got to acknowledge the effort being put in to reviewing it. The double checking, and the game continues on.
And George, here we go. Just 5 to shoot. Here's DiVincenzo. A second chance effort. Antetokounmpo, no good. The Clippers trail. And it's George finishing it off.
And plays like that demonstrate Paul George's athletic ability. He's not just an elite scorer, he is a high flyer.
Here's Holiday. Passes to DiVincenzo. Over Morris. Rebounded by Serge Ibaka. Ibaka's got 4 rebounds now tonight.
And out of the gates here in this second half, they have not started well. 0 of 3.
Holiday finds Lopez. And it's blocked by Ibaka.
Boy, still a dependable shot blocker. That is what got Serge Ibaka playing time at the beginning of his career. Nice.
That puts them in the lead. And now a 3-point Clipper lead.
And just a great job of controlling that defensive backcourt, then getting out in transition. That's been the difference.
Antetokounmpo against Leonard. Antetokounmpo, no good. And so it's Leonard with it. He'll bring it up for the Los Angeles Clippers. They've only allowed, and yep, we thought we might see it. And the coach's challenge has been triggered on the personal foul call.
And I think when it comes to some of the more difficult calls to make, personal fouls can be tough. The action is so fast that it's really tough to catch everything in real time.
The wonders of technology, Greg. We've seen replay reviews so effectively, and involving the coaches by being able now to challenge like this is something a lot of people have been hoping for. And the announcement on the review is that the foul was called in error. So they have determined, Greg, to overrule the original call.
And guys, this is what it's all about, getting the call right. And I think in this case, the video review showed that while it was a tough call to make on the floor, they got it right with the review.
Holiday left side. And he drops in the layup off the glass. Holiday's got his second bucket of the game to go. No doubt, Greg, you are known being a gritty, in-your-face defender. And when you think of the most hard-nosed point guards in the NBA today, who comes to mind?
For me, I think Chris Paul. I'd go first because this guy, one, he's a phenomenal two-way player. He'll do whatever it takes to win, even if that means pushing the envelope a little bit. Pat Beverly is another guy, just a flat-out bulldog. Marcus Smart, I think, falls into that category. Again, it's not always about being the most talented, but if you bring an edge about you, that really permeates throughout your team. So those are some guys. Drew Holiday is another guy I'd throw into that mix as well.
Yeah, they all lock in. You're right. Holiday against Jackson. And so Milwaukee again turning it over. There's 45 seconds left to play in the third.
Get the perimeter.
George with the bounce pass. Leonard against Middleton. Leonard dishes to Morris. Three-pointer. George passes to Leonard. 5 on the clock. Lets it go with the 3. The rebound by the Bucks. Lopez has got rebound number 5 here tonight. DiVincenzo finds Giannis.
And really, the ceiling for Antetokounmpo is limitless. I mean, he has the potential to be a Hall of Famer one day.
He's made 3 of his 4 free throw attempts in the game. That's good from Antetokounmpo. Both shots good from the stripe.
And even though they're down, they are putting on a show at the free throw line.
And here's George. He's got 12. Puts up a three. Cans it from downtown. George has got the lead up to 6 now for the Clippers.
Well, the three ball has become one of the best attributes that Paul George brings to the table. Great form.
And so it's Los Angeles with a 6-point lead at the end of the quarter. Their lead is where it is because they've gotten good shots. A lot of good shots. We'll get right back to the action when we return. Well, what a terrific game it's been so far, with this fourth quarter sure to bring more pressure-packed basketball. Patrick Beverley out there with Luke Kennard. Then there's Batum. Then it's Ivica Zubac. And it's Cousins in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. So that's the lineup on the floor for the Clippers. Here's Teague. That shot, no good. And the Clippers will come the other way. Now here's Beverley. Pass to Kennard. Takes the three. It's rebounded by Portis.
You know what? They're winning, though, despite the fact that he has just been really off.
Batum with the steal. Teague against Beverley. And Cousins kicks to Zubac. Batum wide open. He fires. They get it back. Cousins shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws.
One of the things that makes Boogie Cousins such a tough cover, he's smart, he understands how to use his size. And you talk about big-time skill, my goodness.
Now Teague. Pass to Connaughton. And he banks in the layup.
They are just killing them on the interior.
Los Angeles leading by 6. Beverley looking around. The pass to Cousins. And Beverley kicks to Kennard. And Cousins throws it down hard.
Are you kidding me? DeMarcus Cousins, my goodness, go ahead.
Here's Connaughton. Kennard covering. Here's Connaughton. Shot clock at 6.
Oh, my goodness. Save that one. I want to see that again.
Me too. Just absolutely beautiful. Beverley against T. Now here's Kennard. He's tightly guarded. That one drops for him.
And with their hot shooting here in the second half, their field goal percentage over 50% now for the game.
Beverley against T. And it's slammed in by T.
How about the little man's ability to get up? What a vertical by Jeff T.
Tipped away. And that one goes out of bounds. Last touch by Teague. A platoon swap here for the Clippers. And the Bucks with some changes. George looking over the floor. Outside Jackson. Shot clock at 5. Leonard on the wing. Over Middleton. Rebounded by the Bucks. Antetokounmpo's got his 5th rebound in this one. And the layup is good. Antetokounmpo's got 19 points.
And just hard to match up with Antetokounmpo's speed, especially in the open floor.
Passes it to George. He dishes it to Morris. And George, here we go. Ibaka, the pass to George. And here is Antetokounmpo. Bucks passing it around. Out of bounds, the Clippers take possession.
A huge turnover at really the worst possible time. You have to value every possession, especially at this stage of the game.
Los Angeles leading by 4. Outside Leonard kicks it to Jackson. George against DiVincenzo. George, no good.
Boy, if you're going up against this guy in this close a range, you've got to defend with everything you've got. A tremendous job defensively.
Here's Antetokounmpo. That shot off. Some solid defense from Ibaka. Clippers have gone just 33% from the field in the fourth quarter so far. They are 2 of 6. Outside, George. And George with this stuff.
You can see Paul George is locked in right now. Big-time shots demonstrate his elite level in the NBA.
Antetokounmpo finds Middleton. From deep three-point range. And again, the Bucks miss.
And when you are as good a shooter as he is, you have to have the confidence to take that shot. It might not always fall.
And for most guys, I think you only want to take that shot if you've hit a few in a row. That is absolutely a heat check.
Here's Lopez. Milwaukee the rebound. Jacks up a 3. The shot off that time.
He is single-handedly dropping the temperature in here with that cold streak.
He is trying to shoot his way out of it, and it might be better for him to pass the basketball at this point.
And so the ball's out of bounds. Middleton touched it last. And so Los Angeles takes the win. All right, David, great job. Thanks so much. Thank you for joining us. Then there's Jackson, and it's Leonard in at the small forward position. And for the Nets, we've got Jordan, Harden out there with Brown. Then it's Joe Harris, and it's KD in at the four-man position. Now, here is Harden. Jordan, high post. Back to Harden. Over Jackson. Harden finds Jordan. Just 5 to shoot. Over Morris. Oh, and that one had the right spin on it, and it is good. Durant's got the scoreboard going with his first points of the night for the Nets. Leonard, the pass to Jackson. And Jackson throws it down hard.
You know Jackson can just fly. I mean, that athleticism and energy is off the charts.
And Joe Harris, the lethal shooter, he can also be a threat in the pick-and-roll game.
Yeah, Harris does a great job reading what a defense is giving. He's more than just a catch-and-shoot type of player. Harris can hit shots on the move and isn't afraid to go at defenders.
Yeah, you could pretty much say that DeAndre Jordan's going to get a lot of his points right there, trolling around the rim.
George dishes to Jackson. Stolen by Harden. And that's a foul. It's called on Reggie Jackson. That is his first foul of the game. Jackson against Harden. Pass to Durant. Lobs it up for Jordan. Well placed alley-oop pass into the layup.
Kevin knows when he can score, so he waits to make sure that somebody else doesn't have a better shot before he does that. Good play there.
And George kicks to Morris. From deep. George, no good. The Nets have gone 3 of 4 from the field to start out the game. Just about 2 minutes into the game, first quarter of basketball. The wide open look for Durant. Good on the triple. Durant's got 5 now.
And just how easy is that for KD? It's just amazing, effortless, elevating, and keeping his balance. Another triple.
Nobody near George. They get it back. No good on the shot. For Brooklyn, they've gone 4 of 5 from the field so far. Brown the pass to Jordan. Oh, and he plucks it off the glass. Wow. And they'll keep possession. Harden finds Jordan. Brown outside. Lets it go from deep. The shot by KD. No good. And it's Leonard with the ball. He'll bring it up for the Clippers. 7-point differential. Inside, Ibaka, and foul on the shot. So he'll get a chance at the line. It's going to be on DeAndre Jordan.
And this is where Ibaka is becoming a little more savvy. Just catches the defense off guard. All they can do at that point is foul.
Greg, I know you've played for some great coaches in your day. What is it that separates the truly elite coaches, in your opinion, from just coaches that are pretty good?
I think the one attribute that's most important for a great coach is consistency. And I've said this, you can coach a lot of different ways, you can win a lot of different ways, but you've got to be sincere and true to your principles and your philosophy. And those are the coaches, and I've had them that have done it different ways, but they've been the most successful. And listen, you've also, at the professional level, you've got to have a presence about you. You got to have some charisma out there as well to get these men to buy in.
Nets leading by 5. Harden dishes to Brown. Back to Harden. 1:36 left in the first. The putback, it's good on the putback.
Well, never giving up on the play. DeAndre Jordan keeps after that one, and a sensational flush.
Clippers trail by 7. And here's Jackson. And George kicks to Ibaka. That falls. Nice speed that time from George. Ibaka's got 5 now.
And they don't want to get in a habit of giving him open looks from 3. First quarter still, but not who you want to leave open.
Now here's Durant. 5 points in the game. Puts it up. Here's Jordan. Kicks it out to Harden. Outside, KD. For three. It's hauled in by George. Los Angeles has gone 1 of 3 from beyond the arc so far in the game. And the wide open shot from Morris. And another 3 for the Clippers.
And a guy with more of a mid-range game, Morris can still jack it up from deep if you give him enough space and time.
Now here's Harden. He's been quiet so far. Still no points in the game. And Durant, here we go. And it's sent back by Morris. And it's out of bounds. And they say it was last touched by Durant. The Clippers trail. Beverly, the pass to Cousins. Outside, Batum. Kennard on the wing. Gets it off. And it's in. Oh, wow, he nails the buzzer beater.
Resourceful move there, ending the period on a high note.
Great way to end the quarter there. The team is pumped up.
Everybody has a chip on their shoulder.
Greg, that last point is key. This team plays lockdown defense.
And that's a big part of their identity. Most teams talk about being well balanced. This team lives it.
And if you're just tuning in, it's been a pretty even game through the first quarter. And before we move on, what do you guys think about what we've seen so far from the Clippers?
Well, this is the edge that great rim protection can give you.
Yeah, you can't be careless with your shot selection out there because some of them are getting thrown back.
We've got Irving. Griffin is out there with Luwawu. And it's Claxton in at the 5. That's the Nets 5 as we get into the second quarter.
Well, even though he misses that one, the defense has got to talk about that. And that's a bad miscue, and you can't give up looks like that all game long.
On its way from Irving for 2. Griffin passes to Claxton. And the rejection by Cousins. Kennard against Irving. And Cousins kicks to Kennard. Back to Cousins. There's the pass to Kennard. Clock at 4. Over Irving. Goes back up. Here is Zubats.
And you don't ever want to get into the habit of letting the offense get to the rim.
It's his first trip to the line.
And last season, he made good on about 3 out of every 4 free throw attempts. And last time I checked, I think that's 75%.
Brooklyn trailing. And we're now about a minute and a half into the second quarter. Dinwiddie passes to Claxton. He kicks it to Irving. Batum with the steal. And pushing it up. Here's Los Angeles. And Kennard wide open. He shoots. And the Clippers miss again. And Griffin, here we go. And he's fouled. And folks, the coach's challenge has been initiated for a personal foul. Close game like this, and he thought it wasn't a good call.
And I think when it comes to some of the more difficult calls to make, personal fouls can be tough. The action is so fast that it's really tough to catch everything in real time.
The wonders of technology, Greg. We've seen replay reviews so effectively, and involving the coaches by being able now to challenge like this is something a lot of people have been hoping for. And the announcement on the review is that the foul was called in error. So they have determined, Greg, to overrule the original call.
And guys, this is what it's all about, getting the call right. And I think in this case, the video review showed that while it was a tough call to make on the floor, they got it right with the review.
Kennard kicks to Beverly. Clock at 6. Kennard up top, covered by Irving. And again, no good by the Clippers.
Well, if he's going to keep shooting, they've got to run some plays for him. Screens, pick and rolls, anything they can do to get him started.
And running with a full head of steam, but completely under control.
Yeah, you think he's comfortable at that speed? He's done it so many times before. Just an absolute blur in transition, and that helps get the rhythm going.
And it's Beverly missing.
And they haven't been able to turn it into a big lead, but their rebounding advantage is starting to add up.
And so Griffin will bring it up for the Nets. They've only given up 1 point in the second quarter. That one coming at the line. How the passion in New York as a pro sports city, Greg, is unquestioned. Talk about the pros and cons, though, of being a player in New York.
You know, the opportunity personally and professionally is immense, no doubt about it, but so is the media scrutiny. It can be very intense, and the fanaticism does make it hard to live a normal existence, and I think the guys who embrace being in a city like New York are the ones that typically are able to perform at the highest level.
So you can either thrive because of it or wilt because of it. It's just kind of what your personal preference is.
You called it, partner, and I have seen it happen both ways.
Oh, I bet.
He's been off the mark, and that hasn't helped them chip away at the lead. It's been a theme here this quarter.
Floats it up for Cousins. Oh, and they get in the way of the alley-oop. Not to be. Good play defensively. Here's Dinwiddie. Banked in off the glass. Dinwiddie's got his second basket of the night.
We wasted absolutely no time getting the ball up the floor. Great instincts in transition.
Guys are looking for a spark here.
Yeah, a cold stretch offensively for sure.
Kennard for three. Buries the long-range jumper. Kennard's got 5.
Well, 1 make and 6 attempts. I think it's fair to say he's had a rough start to this quarter.
Pass to Claxton.
This is one where the second foul is probably going to cost you some minutes in this game.
The Nets have gone 2 for 2 in the game at the line. The first free throw is good. No good on the second free throw.
And they're really getting more points at the free throw line here in the second quarter.
Kennard on the wing. Back to Beverly. Pass to Kennard from outside the arc. And that one is off. The Nets go the other way with it. The shot's good from Irving. And the Nets lead by 6.
I don't know how he does it, but Kyrie does such a great job to get deep position and convert, separating himself from other point guards in the league with that finishing ability.
The shot and game clock separated by 4.
And they're controlling the boards, Kevin. That's +5 in that category.
That one goes in. Irving's got the lead up to 8 now for the Nets.
No stopping Kyrie on the drive right there, getting to the basket with ease.
Now Kennard. He lobs it up. Stolen away. Nice job to interrupt the alley-oop attempt there. And so it's the Brooklyn Nets. Okay, David, much appreciated. And now time for halftime. So we'll be back in just...
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello again, folks. Brooklyn found themselves in a close game in the first. Their biggest advantage of the period was... And that...
And if you're just joining us in this one, first half is in the books. 1 half to go. It's been quite a game so far for DeAndre Jordan.
Yeah, it's been a great performance from him, really staying focused on quality shots.
Yeah, this is showing that they're not going to play at anybody else's pace but their own.
All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups courtesy of Gatorade for the second half of basketball. Taking a look at Los Angeles. Ivica Zubac is out there with Batum. Then it's Patrick Beverly. Then it's Luke Kennard. And it's Cousins in at the center filling out the middle. It's Harden with the drive and the dunk by Jordan.
Well, that's where he's a huge threat to complete any sort of alley-oop. You could throw that at the top of the square and DJ's going to throw it in.
Morris dishes to George. And he finishes nicely on the layup.
It's a great move, and he catches the defense completely
off guard.
Well, just ripping through right there as he finds the open spot and gets right through there. High basketball IQ play.
Back to Harden. 6 to shoot over Jackson, and a little luck that time, but it drops. And the Nets lead by 8.
I mean, how many spots on the floor is Harden not effective from? I'll tell you, not many.
Here's Morris outside for George. Good ball movement here by the Clippers. Leonard with the ball. Nothing yet on the scoreboard for him. Up again, and the bucket is right there.
Yeah, and the ability to generate points off offensive rebounds, something Ibaka did a lot earlier in his career before he started spending so much time on the perimeter.
Harden the pass to KD. And KD throws it down.
And he can do a lot more damage to the rim than that when he wants to.
Oh, you're right. And with the lead they're enjoying, I'm surprised he didn't put a little something extra on that one.
No hesitation at all on the alley-oop. Saw his teammate with a pass to the hoop, and bang, lobbed it right up there for him to finish.
And he was ready for it when he elevated and made the catch. Harden finds KD. The shot from the low post is good. Durant's got 4 points in the quarter.
And still perfect in the second half. 4 straight makes.
Jackson with it. He's picked up by Jordan. That's tipped. And now Harris running the floor all by himself.
And that's a nice job defensively from Harden. I mean, he's capable of these kinds of plays when the guy is engaged and active. And the league's preeminent practitioner of the step-back three, James Harden, is as good as it gets. And, you know, like the skyhook, an unguardable shot. And paired with his dribble drive, a 2-move torture chamber.
And it's out of bounds to the Clippers as the Clippers retain possession. There's a minute 47 left in the third. Nets leading by 8. And thanks to that step back, Harden already the all-time leader in unassisted three-point shots.
And not to mention 4-point plays. And up until recently, teams built elaborate offenses to create their three-point looks. Harden the first to do it one-on-one with volume and efficiency.
A minute 20 left to play in the third. George looking over the floor. The tray. Rebound, Brooklyn.
And they've only got a slight edge on the boards, but it just feels a lot bigger.
Leonard with the steal. And here comes Leonard leading the fast break. He hits the back iron and sinks the shot. Leonard's got 4 points now in the quarter.
Just a lightning bolt there in transition. No one can match up with Kawhi, especially at his position. That time they pay the price.
Harden has a wide open look. It's hauled in by George.
I saw a green light there. He's not going to get away with that kind of lapse all that often here tonight.
And in a player empowerment era, no greater power move than Kawhi Leonard's last year. Fresh off a finals MVP with the Raptors, he signed with his hometown Clippers and compelled a trade for Paul George.
Think about that 14-month run where Kawhi Leonard made his way to Toronto, a team that was on the cusp for many seasons. Goes there, wins the MVP and the championship for the Raptors, and then ends up in his hometown of Los Angeles to try to do the same for the Clippers. Now that's getting it done and writing your own story.
Passes it to Jackson. Back to Leonard. The shot misses. Great D that time from Jordan. And here we go. 4 seconds left. Kicks it out to Harden. And he got that one up in time, but doesn't go in. And we've reached the end of the third. Brooklyn ahead. They're up by 7. 2K Sports back in a moment here in Brooklyn. Fourth quarter of action is upon us. Thanks as always for joining us. Brooklyn leading by 7. They've got Luwawu. He's out there with Griffin. And it's Claxton in at the 5 spot. So that's the lineup for Brooklyn. Here's Irving. Lays it up and banks it in.
Kyrie not backing away from the contact there. In fact, welcoming that one tricked you into it.
Here's Beverly. Down low. Here's Cousins. And that'll be 2 free throws. And here we go. Coach's challenge happening right now. This one in regards to the personal foul. Seeing if that was the right call.
And this is the time now where the officials can review in closer detail what constituted the original personal foul. Getting a different angle can sometimes make it a lot easier to determine.
Greg, indeed, and the one thing with replay review is that when you see the slow motion replays, you really get a new appreciation for just the immense speed at which these players are moving at. And how fast the action really is, and how hard it can be sometimes, you know, Greg, to make the right call. And the announcement on the review is that the foul was called in error. So they have determined, Greg, to overrule the original call.
And guys, this is what it's all about, getting the call right. And I think in this case, the video review showed that while it was a tough call to make on the floor, they got it right with the review.
Down to 5 on the shot clock. Irving, good.
Doing a lot of nice work now from the field. He's helped get them this lead, and now he's helped them keep it.
Beverly deciding where to go with it. Kennard on the wing. Floats it up for Cousins. The pass to Zubats. Kennard kicks to Batum. A three-pointer off the mark. Nets leading by 9. Here's Irving. It falls for the 6th time in 7 tries this contest. That's 86%. And we're about 2 minutes into the 4th quarter now. They've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a bit of a dry spell for sure.
Kennard for 3. And no good. So Brooklyn will take it the other way. Irving with a clean look. Again, Irving missing. Clippers trail by 11. Cousins, the pass to Kennard. Back to Cousins. Brooklyn with the rebound. Claxton's got his 4th rebound in this one. Here's Irving. Fouled on the shot and picks up 2 points. So 1 free throw coming up.
Not just the accuracy in the quarter, it's his movement and the energy that's getting him on this nice roll.
Clippers have gone 1 of 5 from the field here in the 4th. A lot of misses, just the 1 make to end the run. And that one hits back iron.
Sometimes you just have an off night, guys, and that's what we've seen so far.
Yeah, not sure what that was about. I mean, talk about a brain cramp.
And a new group out there on the floor for the Nets. And that's a foul. It's called on Reggie Jackson. That's his 3rd foul of the game. So it's Brooklyn now. 14 points, their largest lead in the game. Jordan finds Harris. Back to Jordan. Harris outside. Clock at 6 for the 3. Offensive rebound, Nets. Fires the 3. Harris missing again.
And they had some botched coverage that turned into no coverage.
They get it again. Out to Morris. Some nice ball movement by the Clippers. Harden against Jackson. Lobs it up for Ibaka. And it's sent back by PD.
Wow, the large wingspan of Durant on full display. What a block there.
Brown against George. Harden outside. Back to Brown from deep 3-point range. And the Nets miss again. Clippers trail by 14.
No question as to which team gave the better effort tonight. A dominant performance and an outstanding win for the Nets.
The bench gave him a big lift in this game.
And listen, Kevin, anytime your reserves can perform at a level that high, it puts you in an excellent position to win the game.
And you know, when you look at the huge impact he had, just a monster game for Kyrie Irving.
Just an outpouring of points from him. Nobody could do much to keep him from dropping it in.
Harden kicks to Harris. Fires the three. Harris missing again.
And you could tell he thought that triple was going to fall.
Jackson finds George. An emphatic alley-oop jam.
Well, at this point, they're just trying to get back in sync. You want to play a good brand of basketball.
Consistency definitely is a key to some of the playoff performing teams, and tonight they just did not find it in this contest.
Nobody near Leonard. The shot's good on the assist by George. Leonard's got it back down to a single-digit deficit for the Clippers. Now here's Harden. And so it's Brooklyn with the win, even early on. David, thank you as always. And that about wraps it up.
CLA Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the NBA.
And the starting lineups have concluded. So just welcome, folks. Thanks for tuning. Here are the starters for Los Angeles. We've got Ibaka. Morris is out there with Kawhi Leonard. Then it's Paul George, and it's Beverly in at the point. And for the Trailblazers, Powell is out there with Damian Lillard. Then there's Derek Jones. Then there's Yusuf Nurkic, and it's Covington in at the power forward position. He's off on that one. And so it's Leonard with it. He'll bring it up for the Los Angeles Clippers. And that one's good, George.
We know Beverly's ability as a defender, but don't underestimate his ability as a distributor. He has good vision.
And guys, even though he's in a big market, Kawhi Leonard's still not one for the spotlight.
That is so true. It's not about the fame for him. He's in LA, but Kawhi Leonard stays in his bubble. All the trappings that come with being a great player, he's truly focused on the love of the game, winning and being the best possible player he can be.
Now here's Leonard. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. It's on Damian Lillard.
And Smitty, with LeBron getting into his late 30s, KD coming off the Achilles, for your money, is Kawhi Leonard the best player in the world?
Great question. I know one player, the Greek Freak, might have something to say about that. No less than Michael Jordan himself called Kawhi the best two-way player in the game. That's a very strong endorsement from MJ.
No excuse giving Lillard that kind of positioning. That's just too easy.
George dishes to Morris. Up top, Leonard, defended by Jones. Here's George. His shot is good, making him a perfect 2 for 2 from the floor.
Excellent concentration from Paul George, overwhelming the aggressive defense with his strength and determination.
Now the pass to Nurkic. Back to Lillard. Nurkic finds Lillard. Good ball movement here by the Trailblazers. Shot clock at 6. And the rejection by Ibaka.
And that's how you do it. Ibaka still able to surprise people very quick off the floor. Look, this is how you draw it up coming out of the locker room. 3 of 3 so far.
Lillard, the pass to Powell. It's a hand on it. There's Nurkic putting it right back in.
And this is where Nurkic gets a lot of his points, staying active even after the shot goes up.
Right side, George. For Portland, they've gone just 2 of 7 so far. A little bit of a slow start for them.
Any chance you get, you want to put yourself in a position to succeed, and that's what he did there.
Great job of reading the floor, got to the rim, and made a play.
Now, here is George.
Oh, wow! Letting it all hang out when George takes flight. Just enjoy the show.
Pass to Powell. Lillard outside. Good work defensively by Morris.
The will is there, but the execution is lacking. He can't seem to finish plays this quarter.
Yes, that goes in. Hey, Greg, you played in a different era of NBA defense. When you look at how defense is played now in the league, how do you feel about it?
You know, Kevin, I think the introduction of the zone, by and large, has been great. You get a lot more switching, And I think it brings more skill into the game. Don't get me wrong. I do miss the physicality that we had back in the 90s, but I tell you what, right now, my body wishes I had the opportunity to play in this era.
I bet it does. Leonard dishes to Ibaka. Leonard against Nurkic. And Leonard gets it to go.
Right there, that is poise of Kawhi Leonard, just taking what the defense gives him.
Now Lillard. And Damian Lillard with the jam.
Never a bad idea to run the old pick play.
You're right. And if it produces a slam like that, we'll probably see more of them.
Especially if the defense is going to allow you to do it. Have to switch on that play.
So it's the Clippers now. The Blazers getting the bucket. Beverly the pass to Morris. And the rebound by Nurkic. Trail Blazers trail by 7. Pass to Lillard. Feeds it to Covington. Wide open. And that comes off the assist by Jones.
And stays ready and reacts quickly. Covington is an ideal catch-and-shoot scoring option.
Shot and game clock separated by 5. Kicks it out to Leonard. Launches a 3. But they get it back. Second shot opportunity. Rebound by the Trailblazers.
Everything worked except for the outcome. You want him to shoot that every time.
Here's Powell. And that would have counted, but his shot was off the mark this time. And we reached the end of the first. And for those of you just tuning in, the second quarter of action is where we're at right now. And before we move on, what do you guys think about what we've seen so far from the Clippers?
Well, they used the fast break to generate some easy buckets before the defense could get set.
You know this, the team that dictates the pace typically rules the roost. We see that here early on.
And a moment now to reset the lineups, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up for the second quarter of basketball. On the court right now for the Trailblazers, they've got Jones. Damian Lillard out there with Norman Powell. Then it's Robert Covington, and it's Nurkic in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. And Lillard kicks to Powell. Here's Nurkic. Doesn't go that time. So Los Angeles will take it the other way. Here's Beverly. Still looking for his first bucket in this one. Pass to Leonard.
Missing that one helps out all the analytical guys from the mid-range.
The shot by Powell, no good. And so it's Leonard with it. He'll bring it up for the Clippers. They haven't allowed any points in the second quarter.
I love his shot selection today. He set the bar for the rest of the team.
Trailblazers trail by 9.
In OKC, Paul George showed he can be an MVP caliber performer. With Kawhi on the Clippers, he could be that 1B or that 1A.
And those are the kind of nice inside looks they've gotten here in the first half.
An almost entirely new group here for Portland. Cantor checked in for Nurkic. Giles comes in for Robert Covington. Carmelo Anthony, he's checked in for Jones. And McCollum subbed in for Powell.
Wearing the number 0 for a reason. Damian Lillard has it on his back for his city, Oakland. Just the latest star from the town.
Batum for 3. Controls the rebound and puts it back up and in. Zubac has got his first points of the game.
Oh, how about the deft touch right there, guys?
He just guided that ball back up and in. Just a fingertip touch on the ball. Lillard, that falls. Nice feed that time from McCollum.
And PG, you know, he has the versatility to succeed in different roles. Doesn't have to dominate the ball.
Yes, and if anything, he's more comfortable scoring within the flow of the offense. With his all-around impact, doesn't need to force things to make winning plays. But if you need him to, he can.
Kennard for 3. It's hauled in by the Trailblazers. Lillard surveying the D. We're just over 2.5 minutes into the second quarter. That one goes. Count it.
Here in the second quarter, he's looking much more comfortable with his offense.
And we have an intentional foul there, GA. Wish I could say why.
That one's pretty strange. I mean, no idea what got into his head right there.
Simons, he's checked in for Damian Lillard. Trailblazers trail by 4. Gets it to go. That one good from Giles. Giles has got his first bucket of the night.
Yeah, heads up aggressive play right there. Saw the smaller man on him and took it straight to the basket.
The drive by Jackson. Good for the basket. Starting off 1 for 1 with that shot.
That quick burst off the pick allows Jackson to separate and get the look he wants.
Here in the second quarter, just under 3.5 minutes played, they double team McCollum. And the pass to Simons. McCollum outside. Good.
What a professional. McCollum's reliability on offense is such a gift to his team.
And here's Jackson. Kennard trying to break loose. Jackson gets the bucket. Jackson's got 4 points now in the quarter.
High percentage look. This is what your offense is designed to do.
It's McCollum on the wing. Pass to Giles. That falls. Nice feed that time from McCollum. Giles has got his second basket.
That's their third straight make off an assist.
There's 48 seconds left here in the second. McCollum against Kennard. It's stolen by Anthony. And here we go with Anthony running it up the court. The three from McCollum hits the three-point bomb. McCollum's got 5 now.
And it just seems that every pass they make is leading to a score. Just great ball movement.
3 seconds separate the shot clock engagement. And then Cousins with the dunk.
Nice pick and roll action. Cousins is a big target, and he has great hands. Excellent play.
Simons, the pass to McCollum. Off with the layup. With 1 on the clock. No good on that one. So that'll be it for the first half. All right, David, thank you. We'll be back after halftime for the start of the third quarter.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Paul George taking care of business in this one. He had 13 points, 2 rebounds, and
we've got second half action for you, and if the next couple quarters are similar to the first, this one could go down to the last possession. It's been one outstanding game from George.
Yeah, it's been a great performance from him, really staying focused on quality shots.
And many of those quality shots have been jumpers. A very high percentage of those in the first half.
Taking a look at Los Angeles. Marcus Morris is out there with Ibaka. Then it's Paul George. Then it's Patrick Beverley. And it's Leonard in at the 3. Ray, can you really compare players from completely different eras? I mean, people love to talk about the greatest of all time.
You know, Kev, some players do transcend eras. There's no doubt about that. Wilt's a great example, and there are many others. But in reality, to your point, the style and the way in which the game was played was so different that it isn't fair. I mean, all you can be is the best of your generation, or one of the best, and I think that should stand no matter what the conversation is.
Like, there's no doubt in your mind Oscar Robertson could play in this era as well as he played when he played.
No doubt. Bill Russell, all those guys,
yes,
they're truly
yes.
great ones. So much of your ability to perform at a high level is built around your confidence and your belief in your abilities, and those guys had it as much as anybody who's ever played the game. The defense not putting up any fight on the inside. They've allowed 10 straight points in the paint.
Lillard against Beverly. And Lillard kicks to Nurkic. Right side, Covington. It's stolen by Morris. Here's Leonard. It's hauled in by the Trailblazers. Nurkic has got his 5th rebound in this one. Jones, the pass to Covington. Right wing. Leonard with the steal. Now the Clippers moving it up. Leonard with the ball. The shot by George, wide open. No dice on the putback jam. Trailblazers trail by 5. Foul for 3. It's rebounded by Leonard.
Well, he wants to shoot his way out of this cold spell, but the struggles continue.
You know, to me, this is when you want to focus on creating for others. Give someone else a chance. It's called a teammate.
Now here's Leonard. He's got 8. 5 to shoot. Morris right side. Ibaka wide open. He fires. Fires the jumper from the corner and nails it. And the Clippers lead by 7. Beverly against Lillard. Trying to get something going. He lays it in. Lillard's got 13.
Major props to Lillard there. Terrific focus to get hit on that shot and still deliver.
Passes to Morris. And Beverly kicks to Leonard. Shoots from 12. And the rebound by Nurkic. Nurkic has got 6 rebounds here tonight.
It's amazing. All night he's been out of sync on the offensive end, yet they continue to lead.
Love the patience from Covington. Lets the situation develop and then delivers a perfect strike.
Leonard on the wing. Oh, Moore's in position. That one's not going to go.
And what should have been a simple pass and finish ends up in a missed opportunity on that alley-oop attempt.
It started off looking good, but the timing was just a little off, and sometimes that's all it takes.
George finds Leonard. Here's Beverly. George looking over the floor. Pulls it from 20. And the Clippers miss again.
At some point, when you recognize someone's this out of rhythm, you have to shift to something else.
Morris dishes to Beverly. Up and in on the layup. Beverly's got his first points of the night.
I love this about Patrick Beverly. He's just a fighter. He's never going to back down.
Lillard against Morris. Lillard misses.
Meeting right at the rim. He typically converts in those situations. Not this time.
Outside, George. From deep. Clippers working now with the new shot clock. And Leonard has it in the corner. From deep. George, no good.
And he's a good shooter from outside, but not sure from that deep.
You know, we're seeing players move further and further back to create space, but that does make it a tougher shot.
Leonard on the wing, over Jones. Out to Morris. George, that's a 2-pointer, and that one released in time, but no good. And we just finished the third quarter, and we've got a tight ball. And it's time now to bring you our State Farm assist of the game.
And the definition of teamwork right there, guys. I mean, what great communication between them, and what a beautiful feed.
Fundamental basketball. Keep your eyes up. Keep the ball moving. You're going to keep the defense on its heels.
And it's been a very competitive game so far as we get rolling here in quarter number 4. Giles is out there with Anthony. Then it's Ennis Cantor. Then there's McCollum. And it's Simons in at the 1. That's the group in the game for the Trailblazers. Jackson with the bounce pass. Batum passes to Jackson. And Cousins kicks to Kennard. Jackson looking it over. Just 5 on the clock. Kennard with the ball. And Cantor pulls it down.
So frustrating when you can't get anything to go down as you're trying to help your team finish the job.
And the call on, and yep, we thought we might see it. And the coach's challenge has been triggered on the personal foul call.
And this is the time now where the officials can review in closer detail what constituted the original personal foul. Getting a different angle can sometimes make it a lot easier to determine.
Greg, indeed, and the one thing with replay review is that when you see the slow motion replays, you really get a new appreciation for just the immense speed at which these players are moving at, and how fast the action really is, and how hard it can be sometimes, you know, Greg, to make the right call. And the announcement on the review is that the foul was called in error. So they have determined, Greg, to overrule the original call.
And guys, this is what it's all about, getting the call right. And I think in this case, the video review showed that while it was a tough call to make on the floor, they got it right with the review. Big hops from the backcourt.
Oh, absolutely. And maybe just what they need to get this game, GA, going in their direction.
It's a tight contest. Those type of plays can fire up your team and swing momentum.
Zubac kicks to Jackson. Back to Zubac. Batum scanning the floor. Los Angeles needs to get off a shot here. Zubac no good. Trailblazers trail by 3. It's McCollum with the drive. The shot will not fall. Zubac finds Kennard. Pass to Jackson. Back to Kennard. Wide open look. And he swishes it right through. And the Clippers lead by 5.
Always working to find open territory. Kennard's lethal in catch and shoot.
Here's Simons. Lays it up off the glass. Simons has got 4 points now in the quarter.
And that's about the worst defense I can imagine a team playing coming down the stretch.
And I love the play call. This is where you get the ball into the hands of your closers, where they can do something with it.
Now, here's Kennard. The drive by Jackson. Outside, Batum. Cousins, the pass to Kennard. And the 3 off target.
And close to making the defense pay for the lax coverage that time.
And he goes strong with the one-handed jam.
Oh, just solid on the one-handed slam.
And guys, when it's a tight ball game like this, he's the guy they want with the ball. Now here's Jackson. Look at the clock, a little under 3.5 minutes gone here in the fourth. Now here's Kennard. Back to Jackson. No good on the triple. And he's going to get whistled for that foul, G. That was intentional, but not exactly logical.
How about pointless to foul there? I mean, I don't know where his head is, but it's not in the game.
So Portland ends up going with the new group. Now Lillard after the missed 3 from Reggie Jackson. Covington's shot is off. Powell against Leonard. Left side of Ibaka. Back to Leonard. It's good.
That is world class.
Incredible shot with everything on the line coming through for his team.
Now here's Lillard. To tie it up. It counts. A tremendous 3 to tie it up.
He lives for moments like this because he wants to be the guy to hit the clutch shot.
There's 39 seconds left in the fourth quarter. George passes to Beverly. Jones against Leonard. To the inside. Here's Morris. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up.
some physical defense against Morris, who attacks with one of his many moves. And we'll just see what he does here at the line.
Yeah, that's a big miss right there. Now only a 1-point lead.
Leonard with the steal. He kicks it to George. So it's Los Angeles taking the W in a close one. All right, David, thank you. And that'll wrap it up, folks. Welcome, everybody, to another presentation. DH.
Hey, Kevin.
Very dangerous indeed. David, thanks. Here are the starters for Los Angeles. We've got Marcus Morris. Paul George is out there with Jackson. Then it's Ibaka, and it's Leonard in at the small forward position. And for the Bucks, Giannis is the 4 with Lopez the 5. Holiday out there with Dante DiVincenzo. And it's Middleton in at the 3. Now here's Giannis. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line.
You know, growing up in Greece, Giannis Antetokounmpo was so poor, he and his older brother, Thanasis, had to share a pair of tennis shoes. I mean, how about how far he's come since then? Now he's the first foreign-born player ever with his own Nike signature shoe.
Here's Leonard. Outside for George. And stolen by DiVincenzo. For the finish. And Holiday throws it down.
Middleton, a scorer by nature, that time showing you he can find his teammates, too.
And, Clark, they say back in Greece, all of Giannis's basketball shoes were hand-me-downs from his teammates.
Greg, nothing like not having enough to drive you to get more. I mean, clearly, you think about Giannis and his background and where he is now, he and Thanasis oftentimes would take turns playing in the game, swapping the same pair of shoes. Those days are long behind both of them.
Here's Leonard. Following the basket by Giannis. Leonard kicks to George. Lets the 3 fly. It's hauled in by Giannis. The Bucks with a quick start to this game. First quarter of play with about a minute and a half gone. Used the shot fake to create the angle, but couldn't get it to fall. Nobody near Leonard. And again, no good by the Clippers. Bucks have gone 2 or 3 here to start off the game. Here's DiVincenzo. Good, and the assist goes to Middleton.
And once he got to the 10, I think he was surprised to find himself that wide open.
Well, this early, they should be showing a lot more energy on defense. It's not there.
Now, here is George. Cans the shot with nobody near him.
George is really one of the most amazing players in the league, an all-NBA caliber player, and he's worked tirelessly on his shooting form, and now it's close to perfect.
Here's Holiday. 6-point game. It's stolen by Morris. Leonard on the wing. If you're just tuning in, we've played about 2.5 minutes here in the first. Great D that time for Middleton.
You know, currently they're just 1 of 5 from the field. That's not going to get it done.
And there it is for him. Greg is a point guard. What is it you like to see from that position on the floor?
I think first and foremost, leadership. It's so valuable at that spot, and you know, you always got to have your head high because your teammates are feeding off what you put forth in terms of your body language and enthusiasm. So, you know, the typical stuff about organizing offense and setting the tone on the defensive end, that stuff's important as well. But so much of how you carry yourself out on the floor when you deal with adversity and you know that you're going to, it is really paramount.
And the basket is good. Got it to go through on the contact, so a free throw coming up. Great opportunity for a 3-point play. And a chance to catch up on some numbers here. The hustle stats for the Bucks.
Tell you what, guys, they're showing us a lot of energy early on and racking up those fast break points.
And also defensively, they've been able to cause some turnovers tonight, and that also builds confidence and gives you momentum.
And with each season, Antetokounmpo continues to polish up his post game. He's got such a nice high release on the shot, and at his size, virtually impossible to block it.
George, no good.
You know, he looks a little off kilter to me this quarter, still trying to find his rhythm.
Antetokounmpo with the bucket.
The ball movement on this run has been fantastic and is a big part of why they've been able to get these good looks.
Now, here's George. Pass to Ibaka, and the layup falls.
Tell you what, George has gotten very good in the pick and roll, actually pretty deceptive when he's running the pick and roll. When you anticipate him pulling up for the shot, he'll take the defense by surprise with the slick pass to an open teammate.
The shot by Holiday, no good. Clippers trail by 9. Jackson passes to George. He dishes it to Morris. Back to George. Passes it to Morris. 6 on the shot clock. Here's Leonard. Uses the glass to finish the layup. Leonard's got 5 now.
And he's got the athleticism and strength to be a powerful presence inside. Leonard never afraid to get in and mix it up down low.
Now here's DiVincenzo. 5-second differential between the shot clock and the game clock. Leonard against Middleton. And it's sent back by Leonard.
And just a big-time shot-blocking threat. Leonard's instincts on defense are just mind-boggling. Knows when to go after the blocks.
Giannis Antetokounmpo. He's feeling it tonight and has been the driving force for Milwaukee. He notched 8 points in the quarter and has that terrific basketball instinct on display. Right back.
I know if I put the work in, maybe.
And Greg, that's the humble, hard-working approach we've come to expect from Giannis.
You know, he's not interested in putting himself on a pedestal. Enough people do that for him. He just wants to become the best he can be and win rings.
And hope you've enjoyed the broadcast so far. Halfway through the first half in this one. And let's quickly break down the game we've seen from the Bucks, guys.
Impressive start. They came in with a well-conceived game plan and have executed.
Yeah, you know what? Makes it really easy for the coaching staff in that case. No adjustments needed. Just keep on keeping on.
Here are the 5 the Clippers have to start the second. Jackson is out there with Paul George. Then it's Ibaka. Then it's Marcus Morris. And it's Leonard in its small forward. Teague, the pass to Connaughton. Stolen by George. The 3 from Leonard. That one, no good. And Milwaukee will come the other way. They've led by as many as 11 points. And the ball travels out of bounds. It was last touched by George.
Great instincts from him to get a hand on that pass and tip it out.
And, you know, even though they didn't come up with the steal, that's still a nice defensive play.
A platoon swap here for the Clippers. And that was another look at the aggressive D that led to the mobile 1 block.
And you can see the mindset he has. When the game's this close, he's going to bring it at that end of the floor.
Kennard for 3. And he's good on the 3 ball. It's a tie ball game.
The defense a step slow, and you can see the results.
That's 3 in a row from out there now, so they've got to do a better job contesting.
Antetokounmpo passes to Portis. Up top, Tucker, defended by Batum. Good work there as it goes. And the Bucks lead by 2.
Boy, Tucker ever unselfish in how he goes about his game. Nice job finding his teammate there.
Zubac against Antetokounmpo. Now Kennard. And the dunk by Zubac.
Oh, just solid on the one-handed slam.
And guys, when it's a tight ball game like this, he's the guy they want with the ball.
Somebody you can count on. He is an extremely reliable finisher.
Connaughton kicks to Antetokounmpo. Connaughton passes to Portis. And 2 free throws coming up. And here we go with the coach's challenge. Not surprised in a competitive game like this. And he's disputing the personal foul call.
And I think when it comes to some of the more difficult calls to make, personal fouls can be tough. The action is so fast that it's really tough to catch everything in real time.
The wonders of technology, Greg. We've seen replay reviews so effectively, and involving the coaches by being able now to challenge like this is something a lot of people have been hoping for. And the announcement on the review is that the foul was called in error. So they have determined, Greg, to overrule the original call.
And guys, this is what it's all about, getting the call right. And I think in this case, the video review showed that while it was a tough call to make on the floor, they got it right with the review.
And it's Teague with the ball, but he brings it up for Milwaukee. Here in the second quarter, about 3 minutes played. To the middle, and stolen by Cousins. And here's Beverly. He's still scoreless so far in this one. And the call will be against Jeff Teague. That is his first foul of the game. A platoon swap here for Milwaukee. George passes to Leonard. Clock at 6. Back to George. There's the 3. In the hoop for his 4th field goal. 4 for 7 shooting and looking for more.
And they're getting their points now almost exclusively from the triple. 4 of their last 5 makes are from beyond the arc.
It's hard for me to watch this. I mean, the defense practically giving them those shots.
And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here.
And we heard Shaquille O'Neal bestow his Superman nickname on Giannis Antetokounmpo, and rightfully so. The Greek Freak, the most dominant paint scorer since Shaq himself.
Outside Jackson. Ibaka. This is to George. Jackson against Holiday. Jackson kicks to Leonard.
You know, guys, you can tell he wants to contribute more, but his teammates have picked up the slack for him. That's what being on the team is all about.
And Giannis gets it to go. Giannis has got 4 points in the quarter.
And that's not nearly the kind of defense that's going to prevent a player of his ability from scoring.
Jackson passes to George. He feeds it to Morris. Back to George. He kicks to Ibaka. The shot's good on the assist by George. And the Clippers lead by 1.
And it's good to see George concentrate on getting the ball to the open man. Excellent floor awareness.
6-second difference between the shot and game clock. It's in, and he's a very efficient 5 for 6 on the game.
Well, he's just zoned in. I mean, in most cases, taking quality shots very much within the flow of the offense.
Leonard looking over the floor.
Antetokounmpo is clearly a freak of...
Thank you, David. We'll be back after halftime for the start of the second half momentarily.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
We welcome you. It was a big-time first quarter for Giannis Antetokounmpo. He had 14 points, 3 rebounds. And that...
And as we get into this third quarter, as we've seen so far, neither team able to create much separation on the scoreboard yet. You look at Antetokounmpo, and this game has been everywhere.
Man, he's been running wild on him through that first half. Absolute dynamite on offense.
And you know what? I'll be interested to see just how much he's got left in the tank. That first half had to take a lot out of it.
Our second half of basketball, and presented by Gatorade. Let's see who's all fueled up and on the floor to start the third. And Milwaukee, looking at who they've got, Middleton and Giannis are the forward tandem. Holiday out there with Dante DiVincenzo. And it's Lopez in at the 5 spot. The kick out to Antetokounmpo. DiVincenzo with it. Leonard picks him up. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line. You know, Greg, when you were in New York, you were on a super team of sorts. Compare that to the super teams they're forming now in the NBA.
We've always had super teams. And this misnomer that this is something that's just come about with this era is, to me, absurd. You've always had it. Whether the difference nowadays is I think the players have more say in where they go. And they can orchestrate how a team is constructed. But it's always existed. And the reality is this. You become a super team when you win a lot.
Sure.
And that's what really dictates how super your team is. They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
And on the flip side, the defenders have to show more fight on the interior. They've got to offer more resistance here.
Jackson kicks to Ibaka. The pass to Leonard. On the wing, Jackson. Right side, Leonard. Lobs it up for Ibaka. Leonard finds Ibaka. A putback.
That's 1 for their first 4 to start the second half.
Here's Holiday. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. Marcus Morris picks one up there.
It definitely has the respect of the locker room. Holiday is someone that players enjoy playing with.
Clippers trail by 4. They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've gone a long time without a bucket.
Los Angeles with another miss. The Bucks shooting has been sensational. 75% for the game. And to Antetokounmpo. It's hauled in by Los Angeles. And the foul on Drew Holiday. That's his first foul. Los Angeles has gotten fewer than half of their three-pointers to go down tonight. They're 4 for 9. And there's the call on Dante DiVincenzo. That's his first foul. A platoon swap here for the Clippers. Now, here's Kennard. To the paint. Here's Zubac. Whistle blows. Bucket is good. And he'll have a chance at the line to make it a three-point play.
Really, the defense is helpless to stop a layup right there. Just too much of an advantage in terms of the mismatch.
So it's the Bucks now. T. It's hauled in by Beverly. Just under 2.5 minutes into the third quarter now. And Kennard wide open. He shoots. Nailed from three-point land. Kennard's got 6 points. 7 lead changes now, and we're just in the third quarter.
Yeah, frustrating for a coach, but it's great to watch as a fan.
Pass to Antetokounmpo. Outside Teague. And the call will be against Jeff Teague. That'll be his second foul of the game.
Yeah, really good defensive play to cut him off there and square up.
Excellent example of toughness and physicality on defense. Got his nose right in the middle of things and made a play.
3 minutes gone now in the third quarter. Beverly, the pass to Zubac. And the whistle blows. It'll be on Pat Connaughton. That'll be his second foul of the game. Kennard with the ball. He's got 6. He lobs up the alley-oop pass. And there's 1:45 left in the third quarter of the game. Beverly against T. Dishes it to Tucker. Pass to Portis. That one a tad offline to the right, but drops in for him. Portis has got his second basket of the game.
And that corner three, a cornerstone of P.J. Tucker's game. Takes it, makes them as much as anybody in the league.
And Greg, how about this little factoid? Back at the University of Texas, he only shot 4 triples in 3 seasons. Floor spacing was not a part of his game. It was about getting that thing in the paint. But to his credit, and it's an example for all young players, through hard work, that short corner has become his bread and butter shot. Talk about a total transformation from no threes to being a dead-eye corner 3 shooter.
And an important part of every team's game. A look at the hustle stats for the Clippers.
Boy, their hounding, harassing effort at the defensive end, very impressive. And they forced quite a few turnovers as a result.
Yeah, and also the way they've been able to generate points off of the turnovers that they forced tonight has also helped. The game has been very close in a lot of areas, but rebounding has been the one differentiator thus far.
We've seen it time and time again in games. Effort and determination on the glass can make up for a lot of other weaknesses.
There's 25 seconds left in the third quarter. Kennard, the pass to Beverly. Shot clock at 6. Fires from the wing. And the Clippers miss again.
You can't look at the result of that shot. They'll take that whenever they get it.
Well, you know, I hear you. That's a good look. But when you're that wide open, I think you got to knock it down.
And the ball's tied up, so we'll have a jump ball. And so it's Milwaukee now. We're at the end of the third, and we've still got a close one. Bucks ahead. They're up by 1. And we'll get going after this from Milwaukee. And a quick look now at the State Farm assist of the game.
Yeah, an easy choice tonight. Look at the precision on this pass. Put it on a platter for him.
Served him up a tasty room service dime right there, boy.
We've reached the fourth quarter, and what has been a very competitive game should be an exciting finish. And on the floor for the Clippers here in the fourth, DeMarcus Cousins out there with Ivica Zubac. Then it's Patrick Beverley. Then there's Batum, and it's Kennard in at the 2-guard spot.
That's just unselfish basketball by Tucker, making the extra pass to set up his teammate.
Here's Beverley. Kennard on the wing. Back to Beverley. 5 on the clock. 11 feet away. Here's Cousins. And that's good. A nice job on the glass as they pick up 2 on the second effort.
Cousins doing a nice job using that big body of his to get another possession for his team.
Teague, the pass to Portis. Just over a minute played here in the fourth. And it's good with time running down on the shot clock. Portis has got 4 this quarter.
Yeah, nothing too fancy. Just getting the job done when they need to. Make every possession count. Really no idea why you're fouling in a situation like that. You know, maybe there's some bad blood between those two.
Yeah, but that's no excuse for that kind of foul. I mean, that might be an explanation for it, but certainly doesn't justify it. And even then, it's just not a good play.
Middleton against George. And Middleton kicks to DiVincenzo. On the wing, Holiday. Guarded by Jackson. Here's Giannis. Unable to get that one. And it's the Clippers taking it the other way. From deep, George. But they recover it. Leonard dishes to George. Outside Leonard. Over Middleton. And there's the shot clock violation. Couldn't get the shot off in time.
And those are the kinds of mistakes that are magnified when we're talking about a game down the stretch.
Milwaukee in the lead. Holiday, the pass to Giannis. And the dunk by Giannis.
You know, feeling very comfortable taking a big shot when his team needs it. That's a sign of how Antetokounmpo has matured recently.
Leonard, that's for 2. Rebounded by the Bucks. Antetokounmpo's got rebound number 7 for him tonight. The shot by Middleton, wide open. Connects from 3-point range. Now it's a 6-point Bucks lead. We've got 1:55 left in the fourth quarter. No block shot. It's Ibaka. That time on the assist by George.
With big stakes, big bucket. Ibaka showing he has the mettle to rise to the challenge.
Giannis inside. He's covered by Leonard.
Yeah, easy call.
Yeah, you could hear the smack all the way over here where we are.
Gets the first, and that puts them up by 5.
You know, what you really like about Antetokounmpo is he wants to keep getting better. I'd say he's accomplished that and then some.
Middleton looking it over. 4 on the shot clock. Outside, George. And it's sent back by Lopez.
Lopez showing off the length there to get to that shot.
Outside, George. And it's off from 3-point range. Bucks leading by 5. Middleton with it. Leonard picks him up. Middleton the pass to Antetokounmpo. Beyond the arc. That shot no good. And the Clippers will come the other way. And here's Leonard from three. Got it. And he has brought them to within 2 points.
Boy, and just look at what Leonard is doing.
They'll be trying to take as much time off the clock as they can.
Exactly. Expect to see longer possessions from this point on.
Holiday finds Giannis. Middleton trying to break free. Money!
And you can't get a bigger bucket than that.
Well, that was 1-2. He wanted the ball. Nobody else was taking that shot.
About 7 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. And the dunk by Jackson.
The quickness of Reggie Jackson, terrific. Superb at slicing apart the defense with his drives to the rack.
And it's Antetokounmpo with the ball. He'll bring it up for Milwaukee. They've led by as many as 11 points. First free throw is good, and that makes it a 3-point lead. Second one is good, getting both at the line, and it's a 4-point ball game.
And those free throws will mean a ton now. It makes it a 2-possession game.
Jackson kicks to Leonard. Ibaka right side. Outside Leonard. It drops. And that shot brings them to within just one.
How about Kawhi Leonard knocking down the three ball? Didn't have that shot when he got into the league. Love seeing how he's improved as a shooter with the outside jumper.
So he gets them both, and it's a 3-point game.
Yeah, how about the nerds there? Those free throws put them in a very good position. 3 points clear. Looking to tie it up with a big triple.
You don't want to force it, though. Still need to get a quality look.
And so it's the Bucks. Thank you, David. Great interview once again. And that's going to do it tonight, folks.